river via passport control. We checked him for contraband. He was fucking full of it. On EasyJet though, so it's easier. Could you please all give it up for two pieces from the Birkenhead Poets? Come on!
Sorry, thank you. Hello, does it sound alright? Yeah. Sound check, done. I think if you noticed all this artificial intelligence now, we're all getting sort of lost in it and it's taken over, and we've got to sort of be more aware of like what we are doing to ourselves, because I firmly believe like the Terminator will probably come true and we are the architects of our own demise. So this first poem, it's a bit of a warning poem told in a simplistic way, in a jokey way, but it's very serious. It's called The Last Dodo. I watched a show on the Nature Channel and it really made me think about why the dodo bird became extinct. You see, the dodo lived in Mauritius, a far-off tropical island, and the dodo had this big, huge beak that looked like a daft dodo smile. Its whole bodily proportions looked out of place. It had big daft dodo-looking eyes on a dumb dodo-looking face. But the dodo's trouble only truly began when it encountered a new species to the island known as man. Because the dodo really loved the sailors that visited the island, thought that they were fun. So when the sailors chased the dodo, well, the dodo didn't run. And the sailors really loved the dodo and the island of Mauritius. But what the dodo didn't know though was the dodo was delicious. Can I tell you a fact about a dodo? That a dodo couldn't fly, but a dodo tasted absolutely fucking lovely in a nice big dodo pie. Soon the poor old dodo started dying out. There was hardly any dodos left dodoing about. They were oblivious to the dangers, they didn't have a clue. Before they realised what was happening, they were only down to two. And dodo number two said to dodo number one, "Hey mate, this place is getting a bit dodgy, let's get ourselves gone." But dodo number one said to dodo number two, "I don't need to take advice from a dodo such as you." And then he puffed and freed his feathers and then he waddled off and he practically did the dodo nosedive into the sailor's cooking pot. Now dodo number two became dodo number one, the last dodo left on earth, the rest of them were gone. But this was the very first dodo that had a clue about what a dodo bird in danger is meant to do. You got to avoid men at all costs, and that's what the dodo did. The dodo waddled up the mountainside and that dodo went and hid. This was the very last dodo left on earth, but it was the very first dodo that had the capacity to think. And it looked around and it realised in an instant that the fate of the dodo bird was to sadly go extinct. Thank you. Now, I'm not looking at me, ladies. You wouldn't believe I was single for ages, but I was. And you can find love unexpectedly when you're not even looking for it. And this one's called The Perfect Lover. I found the perfect lover, and she's always in the mood, and she never ever argues, and she loves it when I'm rude. I first met her in a little shop and I couldn't help myself. I guess you could call it love at first sight when I saw her on that shelf. Sexy Sandra was the name that was written on her box. She had soft red lips and big blue eyes and long stringy locks. The man in the shop wanted £20 to set this beauty free. I'd gladly give 10 times the price to take her home with me. I took her home and carried her over the threshold, and then I locked the door and we made love on the carpet like I've never loved before. I had friction burns on my elbows, my knees and on my bum, but I never felt a thing, I was having too much fun. Then we rolled into the kitchen up against the washing machine, and when the spin cycle started, oh man, it was a dream. But being an old romantic, I whispered, shall we go to bed? I'm sure Sandra was blushing because her cheeks were rosy red. Up in the bedroom, she went crazy and telling she was insane. She wanted me to spank her and knew that she could take the pain. And telling she was insatiable, a real animal in bed. She wanted to do it all again. I went, whoa. Let's have a smoke instead. So we cuddled up together and I sparked up me fag. I told Sandra that I loved her and I took a well-earned drag. Then I passed the cigarette to Sandra and looked deep into her eyes. But then I heard her. That took me by surprise. The cigarette I gave to Sandra, I passed it red end first before I had time to react. My true love was burst. She started to crumple up, she had wrinkles on her face. I took her gently in my arms and she started to deflate. As the last of my breath left my body, I held her through the night and I stroked her saggy fingers until the morning light. And when the new day came up, she looked so small and thin. So I got Sandra and scrunched her up and shoved her in the bin. I was so broken-hearted, I didn't know what to do. So I nipped back down to the little shop and bought Sandra number 2. Thank you. Nice one.
Give it up for the Birkenhead poet, come on!